If you want to do like a Rambo in India, there's no other actor other than Salman Khan who can look like a Rambo. If you humanize Salman Khan, his impact is even more at box office
Absolutely.
and the reach. As a storyteller and as a filmmaker, one needs to have a clarity of why you are making this film. I have to respect the stardom that he holds,
Sure.
but at the same time tell him that this is the character that the stardom needs to come and fit into. Hi, this is Ali Abbas Zafar and you're watching Bollywood Hangama.
As you're talking a short while back, any film whatsoever, something that really elevates it to a level of when it becomes a talking point. Because when you're taking a topical subject, when you're not merely taking a topical subject, but you're actually talking about humanity in general, then it becomes like really engaging. It's not merely like a full-on action film with guns blazing and all those things. So you're having, I think, references maybe to ISIS for that matter. You're having references to the turmoil that is happening in the Middle East. You start off the trailer with Iraq for that matter. You're saying that certain real life incidents you've been inspired from as well. You're mentioning Pakistani agent, and then Katrina Kaif coming into the picture, and she talks about the peace part of it. Obviously, so you're having several contexts to it. You're talking about India-Pakistan peace, you're talking about peace within the Middle East, you're speaking about peace and brotherhood all across the world. How crucial was it for you to just tie all the ends together?
I think, as a storyteller and as a filmmaker, one needs to have a clarity of why you are making this film.
Ji.
And there's a line in the film where which sums up the film that आज दुनिया को सिर्फ एक ही चीज़ की ज़रूरत है और वो है इंसानियत. So the whole, no matter wherever there will be a fight between a right and wrong, what is at stake is humanity. Where are we taking this world to? Now, that is the general broad line stroke of the film. What we talk is, we talk about emotions at a very human level. We are not talking about political sides of it, because as soon things become political, then you have sides you start taking. What we are taking side is that there is a story about these girls who gets kidnapped, and as a human, what would be my duty to get those people out of there or not? And obviously, as your trained agent, there is a respect to the country. There is a duty which is bigger than anything. Patriotism is about how is not what you do to prove your patriotism, is how what you do for the country is important for the country.
Right.
So that patriotism is also there. So it's a mix of lot of emotions, and at the same time the key story is about this rescue mission where these agents are gonna go and get those people out of there.
Right, and as you told me that there are more missions. You've just shown maybe one mission, but there are more to it as well, more missions as well. Now, Salman Khan, as now he's just had a Tube Light. He totally stands by Tube Light, and I think he should. It was a good film, and most importantly, even that film talked about humanity. That is something which is very, very close to his heart. He genuinely believes in the oneness of the world, and the fact that everyone should just live together like brothers, and there should not be any acrimoniousness. Now, how crucial is it for Salman Khan, especially because maybe Tube Light has not done well at the box office? All sorts of things people start talking about because the way the gossip and all those things take place. This is looking like really big. I'm pretty sure that Christmas he's just going to maybe it may emerge as the biggest hit of this year as well. How crucial is it for Salman Khan to just make a big comeback? As far as let's talk about the box office. We will come to the humanity part as well. But
See, obviously, I have a lot of pressure on Tiger Zinda.
you've delivered 300 crore film with him earlier.
Yes. Also, the thing is, it's a sequel of a very successful film.
Ji.
Then it has Salman and Katrina, and they both are big stars. Plus, I've done Sultan with them, which was loved by audience, made money on box office. So there is a lot of pressure, but I just feel that hit or flop is a part of our game. No one knows what's going to work with on box office till the time it really comes out in front of audience. As filmmakers, we can only believe in the stories which we want to say.
Ji.
And there is a certain way of presenting those stories. I always believe that I never went to a film school. Most of my schooling has happened about cinema and filmmaking, sitting in theaters and watching films in Dehradun when there were no multiplexes. And I always thought that every star that I watched in the theater in Dehradun had certain strengths, like Salman had a certain strength, Amir had a certain strength, Mr. Bachchan's strengths are different, Shah Rukh's strengths are different. And audience wants to kind of see them do characters which are close to their strengths.
Right.
And as a filmmaker, I think somewhere or the other, you can completely change the perception of an audience if your story fuels that avatar of that character and that star in a certain way. And I like celebrating Salman as Salman. I'm very honest about
His
it.
fans will love you for that.
Yes, I think one of my favorite films growing up was Karan Arjun, and I think he was brilliant in that film. In action, drama, the way he's done Tere Naam when I was in college came out, and he was again in action romance kind of a genre. Then obviously Tiger did it, Wanted did it, and stuff. Dabangg for that matter.
Right.
Sultan was an ode to his stardom, charisma. But what I feel is that somewhere or the other, if you humanize Salman Khan, his impact is even more at box office
Absolutely.
and the reach. So as soon as even his fans find that he still has a heart and he also has a flesh, he also get hit when he is down. But when he will rise after getting hit, will be the biggest comeback of
Sure.
any. So you have to create stories around him where you find that the character kind of somewhere resonates Salman Khan's persona, off-screen persona, on-screen persona in that character. Like there is no one who can carry a name according to me like Tiger, like him. Like if you say who's the Tiger of the industry, obviously everyone's going to say. And when he's wounded, he's even more charismatic.
Yeah.
So that is where the whole idea of Wounded Tiger, bringing back him into a mission, came from. And I think that's what the film kinds of takes that Salman into the film, into the story, and pushes him and fuels him. So like I always say that if there is one guy who's Rocky and Rambo in Indian industry, that's you.
Rambo is a good word. Rambo is a good word to say
so
that.
if
For this
you
one.
if you want to do like a Rambo in India, there's no other actor other than Salman Khan who can look like a Rambo. And he has his own charisma and charm and swag and everything. And I just believe that, when he's little self-brooding, like how he was in Karan Arjun, speaks less, but when he speaks, has that power and
Absolutely.
impact because he has a lovely voice and charisma about the way he says his lines,
Absolutely.
And that's what people love about him. So all those things, definitely, I because I like him like that, I always kind of say that if I have to do this film with Salman Khan, I will have to have moments like this.
Sure.
Because if I am not an audience of my own film, that I don't know how many people will actually be an audience of that film
Sure.
if I like him like that.
Absolutely. And you're talking about the swag and the entire style portion. In the promo, even when he does like this,
Yeah.
उसमें भी मतलब ये है कि that they
but
will be like
that's
whistles the
it.
way-
Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
understanding of him as an actor director is that I will write a scene every morning. I will go to his van. I will tell him the scene. Then he would tell me 2 things, 3 things. We'll talk about it, and then we will find this ground where he will get this great balance between the character and Salman Khan. Because he doesn't work on the rhythm of what I write. And I think that's where both of us have now found a space where I know that I have to respect the stardom that he holds,
Sure.
but at the same time tell him that this is the character that the stardom needs to come and fit into.
Absolutely.
And that kind of is, up till now, I hope is working magically with him.
No, absolutely. Even in Sultan, there was that element of realism when you see the behind the scenes and the fact that when he just gains that weight and those behind the scenes moments, I think they are wonderful. So there is a lot of realism as well as far as in that entire superstardom too.
Hi, this is Ali Abbas Zafar and you're watching Bollywood Hangama.